What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a $21,000 land wholesale deal I did in Arizona. That being said, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down below, hit the red button and subscribe. A good percentage of my viewers are not subscribing. I'll pop up the analytics right now, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you do so. But other than that, let's get right into the video. So that's right, today we're going to be talking about a $21,000 land wholesale deal I closed last week. Land wholesaling is some of the easiest wholesaling because a lot of the owners of land don't really want that much money for their land, and they're willing to be more reasonable about what price they're willing to take for it. Now, a lot of land isn't a good deal, right? Land can be in the middle of nowhere where nobody wants to buy, but there is a lot of land that's in an area where, there's a good amount of land that's selling every month. And so if you find land in an area where, there's a good amount of transactions going on and a good amount of people buying land, then, it's probably a good deal. So how did we find this land deal? We found this land deal by cold calling. The cold callers I use are from thecallgenius.com. There's a link down below in the description for these cold callers. And we were calling a high equity list. We got this high equity list from Cole Realty Resource. There's a link down below in the description for this data source as well. And so we were cold calling that high equity list, and this person owned a house in Arizona, but they didn't want to sell their house. They actually wanted to sell a piece of land that they owned. So we got all the information about the land, and then that lead got passed through to me and my team in the office. And we called that seller and we found out why they wanted to sell the land. They told us that they had been holding onto the land for many years, and now that the market has risen and the property is worth more, they wanted to sell it for a profit. So many years ago, the seller bought this land for $5,000, and now they wanted to sell the land for $25,000. That being said, they wanted $25,000, and a price that somebody wants is different than the price that they are willing to take. And so we knew that, there's always room for negotiation. And so we needed to run our numbers on the deal. And so we needed to find comparable land sales in the area. And we used PropStream in order to find these comparables. There's a link down below for PropStream. It helps you find all the recent sales in the area, so that way you can find out what each property is worth. So we used PropStream to look at other sales that have sold, and we found out that the land was really worth around $50,000 to $55,000. And then we used my offer calculator in order to calculate our offer that we could make the seller in order for us to have as much profit as we wanted on the deal. If you want to use the same offer calculator that I use, it's available at jacobblank.com/shop. It helps you find the exact offer to make the seller. There's a link in the description for this as well. So when we used that offer calculator, it told us to not pay more than $20,000 for the land, so that way we could make a $20,000 assignment fee when we sell the land. And so we started negotiating, and we tried to get them locked up at $15,000, but they wouldn't take that. And we slowly went up, and we were able to convince them to take $18,000 for the land. Now, once they agreed for $18,000, we sent over a purchase contract for $18,000, and it took a while for them to sign the purchase contract. They needed to review it for multiple days, and there was a couple family members involved that were the decision makers on the deal. So it took a little while for everybody to review the contract and agree to sign it. But they finally signed that purchase contract a couple days later. Also, if you want to use the same purchase contract I use, it's available for free at jacobblank.com/free. So now that we had them sign that purchase contract for $18,000, we sent that purchase contract to title and opened up escrow. Now that we opened up escrow, title was going to do a title search on the property, make sure it was clean, there was no liens, and that it had clear title. And title did exactly that. They started doing the title search and all of that and collecting the opening package information from the seller. And now we needed to sell the land deal. Now with land, you don't really need pictures of it, so we didn't need pictures of it. But the tricky thing with land is it's hard to sell land, right? There's not that many buyers out there that want to buy land. So that being said, you need to get this piece of property marketed out to a broader audience. And the way you're going to be able to market that deal out to a broader audience is listing that property for sale on the market. And so we go ahead and we list that property for sale on the market as an equitable interest listing. We have the property under contract, and so that means we have equitable interest in the property. And we also, in our purchase contract with the seller, have them agree to allow us to market the property on the MLS. And so that way we are in the complete right to go ahead and market that property on the MLS. We are doing nothing wrong by marketing it on the MLS. And so that's what we go ahead and do. We partner with a realtor and we have them list the property on the market. And that way we're able to get the land deal out to a broader audience of buyers. And for land, you always want to sell it at a discounted price on the market so that way it moves quickly, right? I told you the land was worth $55,000, but we didn't list it for $55,000. We wanted to list it for a little bit of a discount so that way it would sell quickly, because sometimes land takes a while to sell. So we listed the land for $44,900. And it sat on the market for a couple weeks, but then we got a buyer. And a couple weeks for land is really quick. So this was an amazing land deal. We got a buyer that was willing to pay us $41,000 for the land. And that being said, after commissions, because we were still going to do an assignment contract, so that way we didn't have to pay closing costs, but we were going to have to pay commissions to our realtor and the buyer's realtor. And so we offered 4% in commissions, 2% to each side, 2% to the buyer's agent and 2% to the seller's agent. And so that was 4%. And after the commissions, we were still going to make right around $21,000. Now, it did take a little while to get this deal closed because we did have to do an inspection of the well on the property and an inspection of the septic tank. But both of those turned out fine, and then we were able to move along the transaction process and get the deal closed. Now, something crazy happened though on the day of closing. Title actually closed this deal $4,000 short. The buyer sent in $4,000 less money than what was needed. They were $4,000 short. So the deal closed and recorded, and Title made a mistake doing that by not having the full amount of the funds. And it actually took another whole week to convince and get that buyer to send in that last $4,000, which was crazy. But after that last $4,000 was sent in, we were actually able to get that deal completely closed and get paid our full amount, and we wound up making $21,360 in total on the deal. So land deals are awesome. They're super simple because the seller isn't as picky about what price they're going to get, and they're not as picky about how the transaction process goes. So doing land deals is always less stressful, and they're pretty fun to do. We do a few of them every couple months, and so we love doing land deals. We don't particularly market to land deals because usually they're smaller deals unless you get a really good deal. But they're always easy deals, so we always take them when we can get them. That being said, if you want to use all the same tools that I used in order to get this deal, there's links down below in the description. I use all these tools in the description down below to get all the deals I do and to scale and grow my business, so make sure to check them out. But other than that, I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope that was another awesome deal breakdown for you guys to watch. I'm going to keep bringing you videos every single week for the rest of the year. I know I stopped uploading videos for like 6 months, but we're back, and I'm going to stay consistent again and go another year long of giving you videos every single week. So that being said, if you enjoy my videos and they're helpful for you, make sure to go down below and like this video and also subscribe to the channel because it helps me reach more people and impact more lives. So please go down below, hit the red button and subscribe to the channel. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.